The Clash of Champions is back and is back once more with a lot of exciting assets and exciting players to look forward to having in your Champions League fantasy team. Last game week we saw a lot of players, a lot of managers cross the 100 mark, some 120 plus, 135 plus points from last week with players like Harry Kane scoring 4 goals in one game against Dinamo Zagreb. We saw upsets from teams like Monaco defeating Barcelona in their return to the Champions League. We saw Man City, struggle to get a win, which they couldn't later get. They had to settle for a point against Inter Milan. We saw Real Madrid, show resilience in a 3-1 victory against Stuttgart, and so many other results. Like we saw, still on the Real Madrid game, we saw players like Hendrick become the youngest goal scorer in Champions League for Real Madrid, and also we saw Lamine Yamal become the second youngest goal scorer in the Champions League for Barcelona on the same grand stage of them all, and lots of goals were scored. Celtic won 5-1. I can go on and on and on and on about the highlights of Matchday 1, but here we are 2 weeks after, approaching the new month of October, and Matchday 2 is just a few hours away, and we're seeing updates about Harry Kane having a knock, an early sub for players like Grimaldo also in the game where Bayern Leverkusen played. Haaland might not be available. He had some knocks according to Pep. We Pep risk him, traveling with the team to Slovakia. More on that later. We'll get to know on this podcast show with your host Wally. Yeah. So welcome to the FPM Mana podcast. And basically what I'm doing here is tell you about Champions League fantasy ahead of the next match day. That's Matchday 2, and we'll be doing this live on YouTube and also be recording the audio for Spotify. And yeah, that will be all for introductions. So according to my time is 11:55 p.m. here in West African time, Nigeria, and it's still Saturday. So basically recording into Sunday, and I will be setting a timer because I noticed my last episode. Not many guys didn't stay to the end. I would love you guys to stay to the end of this podcast because there's a lot of information I'm trying to squeeze into, 10 minutes. So I'm going to quickly set my timer now. I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes. So I don't know if you guys can see it. 15 minutes and it's counting down. So I'll try and cramp all form of information I have within 15 minutes and we'll be out of here. Okay, let's start with last game weeks or this weekend's that was about to end. This weekend's results. The teams that are sort of doing well across their local leagues, and we'll just check out their result and see what's going on. So if you can see on my screen here, you can see. Let me shift it this way. This latest weekend we saw results like the first game on Friday we saw Dortmund beat Bochum 4-2, where Emre got on the score sheet with the penalty. Guirassy got the brace, and Emre was also on the score sheet. There are some other players like Adeyemi also that got involved with the assist. Bayern could not see out Leverkusen. He ended the 1-1 draw. Pavlovic and Andrew got goals for the individual clubs. Arsenal fought to the end to see a 4-2 victory against Leicester, where Martinelli got a goal assist. Trossard got somewhat a goal involvement. A goal also. The second goal was given as an own goal. Yeah, second goal was given as an own goal, and Havertz also got later on the score sheet. So those were the players that did well for Arsenal. Newcastle and Man City ended in a 1-1 draw. Man City could not see out the game, and Vardy got the goal. Grealish got the assist. However, Haaland has to get a blank after scoring his first 5 games for Manchester City. He could not do that in Matchday 6, but 10 goals in 5 games is still pretty brilliant for Erling Haaland. Or 10 goals in 6 games rather. Wolves and Liverpool got the win, a 2-1 win away from home, and Konate got on the score sheet. Salah got on the score sheet as well from penalty, while Jota got 2 assists in that game. Milan on Friday saw out a 3-0 victory against Lecce, where Pulisic, Theo Hernandez and Alvaro Mata got on the score sheet. PSG also won Rennes on Friday 3-1 with Bakola getting the brace. Kangili also get on the score sheet. I think Ashraf Hakimi also got a goal in government, like an assist, to finish out that game for one of the goals. Osasuna shocked everyone recently a few hours ago by defeating Barcelona 4-2. Probably this is due to a few rotations. Lamine Yamal didn't start, Rafinha did not start also. And anyway, Lamine Yamal came from the bench and scored. I think I missed a little bit of things here. Lamine Yamal came from the bench and scored, and there's a Victor guy that's also scored for Barcelona. Benfica saw a 5-1 victory this recent weekend as well, a few hours ago, against Gil Vicente. At to Koglu, Otamendi, world score sheet. A few other players like Amaduni, and so many other players. I think Florentina Luis, and I think Di Maria had about 2 assists there, about, so there are a lot of goals scored. Celtic saw out St. Johnson 6-0, where Kaigo scored the brace. Nicolas Kuhn gave 2 assists. Some other players got involved with the goals there for Celtic, and so many other results. I've even skipped the Genoa game against Juventus, where Juventus got a 3-0 victory against Genoa. The 4-0 win that Leipzig got over the weekend. Stuttgart has also been on form recently, in terms of scoring goals. Inter Milan also got a 3-2 victory against Udinese, and so many other results I've skipped, like even Sporting getting a 3-0 victory also over the weekend. So there's so many other games, but to save our time, I said I have just a few minutes, about 11 minutes there about now. This is what happened in the weekend. So save our time. Let's move on to other things. Let's move on to team review from last weekend. This is my current. This is what my current team looks like at the moment. And last week I got 87 points. It was not all beautiful as many other people's teams were, where you saw 135 points or 129 points. I see you guys. I'll check your highlights later. But this is what my team looks like. Harry Kane got 4 goals, and single-handedly gave me about 21 points times 2, that's 42. It was a mixed bag of deliveries. Jamal got on the score sheet, Goy got on the score sheet, Grimaldo got on the score sheet, and some other players did okay. I mean, I expected more for Juventus defense. Double clean sheet was swapped off towards the end. Gatti did not even play to 60 minutes. And someone like Anton did not even start the game. I later came in and played about 31 minutes. I still got 5 ball recoveries. So there were a few things here that could have changed. And it is what it is. It's 7 points. So that's where my team is like now for now. Some players, actual managers, got decent points more than myself, and I'm going to celebrate a few of them. Like FPM Marcin got about 126 points in total. Double Leverkusen defense, and so on and so forth. So many other teams there did well too as well. So many 120 points. I think the highest I saw was 135. So you guys, well done, excellent job. However, pertaining to match day 2, let's not spend too much time on match day 1, which has gone. Today is already a Sunday. But pertaining to match day 2, we have some injury concerns. There was no Mbappe for Real Madrid traveling to the squad that will face, or rather among the squads that will face their rivals, Atletico Madrid. There was no Mbappe. He was not seen in training. Haaland, as I mentioned in the beginning of this episode, limped off towards the end. Pep says he has some knocks, and it's even a trending topic as we speak on Twitter, how probably he got tackled badly by Dan Bon and so on and so forth. So we have some injury concerns. So approaching match day 2, I've gotten a few questions, and I'm not sure how I will address them, but I'll just start as best as I can. Now, I got a question from a mate here. I'm sure he's listening to this as well. He said he's looking for a limitless draft of some sort. I can't see that message right now, but he asked me for a limitless draft team. Like, what will a possible limitless draft team look like? I have 8 minutes. Let me not look at my time. Currently, personally, if you ask me, I don't think this is the right time to play your limitless, because you need to be you need to take this as a long-term game where we will not. You need to take it like a normal typical league game, right, where your chips are very, very important. You can't just use your triple captain chip in FPL anyhow. You need to plan for the right time to use your limitless chip. However, if you want to play a limitless chip, for instance, right now, maybe because of the current situations of players who may or may not be available, you don't want to play a wild card. I'm not opposed to that. You can get in a few players I might recommend later. I have some on my list for now. Like for example, I have Lewandowski in case Haaland is not available. You can put him up front. I have Lautaro Martinez as a possible replacement for maybe an Mbappe or Kane if they are out for the next weekend or the next midweek games. They are also decent options. I also have some differentials. I'll probably explain more on later, but stick around for that. I'll do a draft later and post on my Twitter page. So if you want something like that, just follow me on Twitter at the FPM Manor, and I'll do that for you. I also write on Champions League Fantasy, so I will most likely link a post here and there after this video is done. I'll link it, or in the description of this video you'll see an article later on that describes what to expect ahead of Matchday 2. So to save our time, I have about 7 minutes counting down. um what can we expect for match day 2? Which features are the best features to target? This is always the question that I would like us to understand. So you need to understand something. We have about 36 teams playing each other. We have about 18 games played one day, the following 18 or so the next day. 18 teams, sorry, 18 teams playing against each other in one game in one day, about 9 games in a day, and so on and so forth. So what games are the best to target? So on paper, I have done my feature ticker for a few weeks ago. There are a lot of big games here I like to target here. Most of this on green. I can see Monaco, Atalanta, Atletico Madrid. It can be a tough game though. Barcelona, Young Boys, so on and so forth. However, my best features to target for Match Day 2 will be this particular set here. If you can see my screen, Atletico Madrid against Benfica. There's still some juice in getting Griezmann in your team. Alvaro Marata, no, Marata has gone. Sorry, Alvarez has not really been getting on the score sheet as frequently, and there's still the derby game coming. So I'm not sure where to rank him, but Griezmann still seems to be the cream of the crop there for Atletico Madrid. Juventus versus Leipzig. I was kind of skeptical because of Leipzig's form. That was the 4-0 recent 4-0 win that they had against in the league could convince me otherwise to not invest in Juventus, but I think Juventus still have that shout to do better defensively against Leipzig team, although it will be difficult, but I see Juventus still doing well here. Liverpool Bologna is a very excellent game to target, very excellent game. Liverpool are on form right now. They have been on form for most of the season anyways, and they had only one loss so far, and Salah has been the score sheet. Diaz sometimes on the score sheet as well. Not starting Champions League of late, but these are the games to target. Man City also against Slovan Bratislava. The question about Man City is: will Haaland play or not play? Will he travel with the team? If he travels with the team, how many minutes will he play in? He has been playing 90 minutes of late, but with the ankle injury news, with these recent updates that we don't really know much about as at the time of speaking. Will Haaland be that? Will he start? You understand? However, can we invest in players like Savio? Can we invest in players like Grealish, for example? Can we invest in players like Rico Lewis, or probably even Foden at this point, because he could start as the first nine? Pep has tried that mixture in the Carabao Cup recently, so it's possible. I think Real Madrid versus Leeds is a very easy game as well. It's one of those games I love for managers to target. It depends though if Mbappe is out. If Mbappe is out, you can usually swap to Vinicius Junior. I never rule out a player like Bellingham, who is key to shine in games like this. So I don't mind the selection of players. Then Salzburg at home to Brest. Salzburg were one of the major teams that surprised me last week or 2 weeks ago, where they had a 3-0 defeat to Sparta Praha, and I kind of doubled up on them. However, at home playing, Brestius, a team that in the French league just made their first Champions League appearance or European appearance, and got a victory last time against Sturm Graz or so. Salzburg should be able to win this game. So those are the favorable games to target. Now, I mentioned I will not waste your time. I have 3 minutes. 3 minutes before my alarm starts singing beautiful noises to let me leave here. So let's see what we can do in 3 minutes. So this is what my team looks like. What are my cons? What are my pros? What should I do? What should I not do? So what I should not do right now is not make any early moves, because I've seen news of Harry Kane limping off. Could he be fine? Yes. Maybe would he not be fine? Unknown for now. We need updates on that. Real Madrid play on Wednesday, so I will need to stay as late as Tuesday's deadline, which is around 5:45 Nigerian time, West African time, to see if Harry Kane is going to be a lock or nailed option. Grimaldo as well linked up for Leverkusen and is playing Milan at home. It's not really a tough game on paper for a team like Leverkusen that won 4-0 in their first game last 2 weeks. It would be nice to know the status on these two before I make any move. Same goes for Haaland. But on paper, my prospective transfers initially was to take Bakola out and bring in maybe an Olise of Bayern, just to um, bring in that player that has been consistent for certain managers recently. However, I might not do that anymore because Bakola scored the brace in the in the French League One. Even though technically League One is not the easiest league per se, but I mean Arsenal seems to have shown a little bit of phrase in their defense recently, so maybe Bakula could get on the score sheet. I'm not sure yet. Recent moves I may make. I'm still not sure if I want to go double Juventus defense. I'm still not sure if I want to go double defense against Leipzig at home. But it might be my best bet. Um, Even there's a player that you guys have to forgive me. Dortmund midfielder Emre Can that's on penalties. I did not know he was classified as a defender, and that's kind of poor on my behalf because I was doing extensive research on each player, and he got about 10 points last week. Got an assist. Could have taken the last penalty. He's on penalties. I think there was a little bit of mixture whether it was him or Guirassy that would take the last pen, but he took the last pen in the recent game where they won 4-2 against Bochum. So Emichan is on my list. I have about 30 seconds. Emichan is on my list. So I'm looking at bringing in Emichan for probably Grimaldo if he's out, or probably Gatti. I'm not sure. I had my eyes on an Arsenal defender or probably a Liverpool defender, but I'll just ignore that for now. Then up front, if any of Kane or Haaland is out, Lewandowski is an option. Lewandowski is also an option there. So I'm looking at that possibility of bringing Lewandowski in just because Barcelona play young boys at home. They have to, first of all, do a good job by. First of all, I have to cancel this timer. So Barcelona have to do a good job by defeating their next opponent, Young Boys, who conceded 3-0 away at home rather to Aston Villa last time. And they will need to compensate for this weekend loss against Osasuna. They will need to also compensate for not getting their first victory or at least a point in a situation where they were 10 men down against Monaco and Monaco got a victory against them. So they will need to compensate. So I am still on Team Barcelona for now. At least till maybe they play Bayern and so on and so forth. But I don't mind tripling up on Bayern. I could even upgrade Bakola that I mentioned. I could upgrade into a Rafinha. But I like the appeal of Lewandowski. I see him as a good replacement for Harry Kane if Harry Kane is actually out, and I have about 1 million in the bank just sitting there waiting for me to capitalize. So I'm not sure what moves to make exactly. There's so many moves I can make, and this is where my list of differentials come in. There's so many players that are on form. Like Undav is also among the forwards. Undav, Balogun, Benjamin Chesko, Guirassy is also a good option. I mean, technically it looks like madness to take out Goycores, but Guirassy is the decent shout. And if I don't want Guirassy, there's also Karim Adeyemi in the midfield as well. Pulisic of AC Milan has also been on very hot streak of form. There are a lot of players that are on form, and this is the issue with having 18 teams competing. You do really have you are really spoiled for choice on who to bring into your team. So even Adeyemi Lookman is still an option as well. Nigerian players, your Nigerian indigenes or some sorts. Karim Adeyemi is one player I don't mind bringing in right now. I might go double up on Dortmund because they're at home to Celtic. There's so many, so I don't know. I might take out Schmeichel because he's playing Dortmund. However, long term he has the better features based on the rankings of Opta ratings. So this is what my team is at the moment. I'm not sure what moves to make because it's kind of difficult to be certain where to stand. However, I think Harry Kane would be available, but I'm not sure if Haaland would be available just because of that that's the risk of him not playing probably on an actual weekend when they face Fulham at home, and Haaland tends to do dangerous things at home when he's playing the Premier League in the Etihad Stadium. So I'm not sure Pep will want to risk him. I feel he will not travel with the squad, but this is just my feeling. How things will retreat in future is literally a few hours away before we get the unfolding of what will happen with Haaland. So I have to consider Haaland might leave temporarily, at least just for 1 week. Then we return the next week, and yeah, that will be all for now. So Haaland maybe goes out for if Vinicius Junior or likely Lewandowski. Then I might upgrade one of my defenders to a I don't know Emre Chan. I'm not sure. I'm not certain. So it's as the spirit moves. My midfield is looking a little bit grim, but I like a prospect of Salah as the captain for day two, and the prospect of probably Yamal as the captain for day one. So those are my top captains recently. I'll write. Trust me, I'll write more on all these. But I promise you guys I'll not spend more than 15 minutes, and I've ended my timer. So let's just move on to other things. If you have any questions concerning your team, you're not sure what to do, I promise I'll do some reiterations concerning Limitless Wildcard or Limitless team or a Wildcard team generally, and post on the article that I'll write later, and also highlight it or tag it in this audio or video you see on YouTube. And thank you once more for connecting. Thank you guys for also, you know, engaging with my post. My recent post got 8,000 views, 8,000k, 1,400 views, and I have less than 100 subscribers. So thank you so much, guys, for connecting with the channel. Thank you so much for being here once more. And I'll be posting more on injury updates and other things you need to know ahead of Matchday 2. Thank you once more. My name is Adewale Akinadeshino. Thank you for tuning in to the FPM Manual Show, and we'll see you later. Bye for now.